And of course I've got Welcome back to the channel, Resourceful Homestead, and I am Brian. We have a problem with our HVAC, and of course I've got with Chris Leonard, picked at his brain a little bit. I know enough about HVAC in vehicles, master mechanic on vehicles or heavy equipment. But this is a different beast. It is a mini split with 5 heads. So we are going to try to fix it. We got a code P4, and that says electrical. I have started tearing all this down to figure out what's going on with our heating and cooling unit. It's only 3 years old, and I wouldn't think I should have any kind of problem with it, but I do. It is so smart. It will give you a code and tell you what it is. Then you got to be smart enough to know how to ohm and check all of these to make sure you're getting the right amperage, the right resistance. I have got with my cousin too. He's really smart on HVAC, but he does central heating units that they're not splits. And there's not very many people in this area that does mini splits, so it is not a very common thing. And if you can figure out how to fix it yourself, you better do it. It'll save you a lot of money because you'll get somebody here that thinks he knows how to fix it, and that ain't cool either. We already had that problem. So anyway, stay with me. We'll see how this turns out. Okay, when you kill the breakers, it will reset itself, and it'll run for a certain amount of time. Let's make sure we got good, clean voltage. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay, that is my incoming voltage right now, but the compressor's running. What you don't know is once it kicks out, then it goes to P4. And I'll explain P4. It has a million things that you got to troubleshoot for. And like I said, I've talked to my cousin. I've talked to Chris Leonard, just gathering information that I can off of Facebook and Google and everything else. So I'm going to make this thing work. So my amp draw right now with what's going on with the compressor is about 3 amps, and under heavy load I was able to get it on the last reset. Every time you reset the breakers, you reset something here and it'll run for a little bit and then quit and go to P4. My cousin said that under a heavy load, this thing will run between 8 and 9 amps. and it does. And right now, it's doing something different. I'm not used to it pulling this little, but I'll get with my cousin again on it. He's an HVAC guy. Like I said, he's not mini split, but he is an HVAC guy. See, I got about 6 amps coming into this motherboard. Man, that tells you between that board in the back, and this board, amperage changes a lot. I gotta get a schematic and figure out which one gets which. Okay, like I said before, I've earned my stripes. That is what it was. Probably forgot most of it, but on this gauge, when I hooked up to the mini split, I don't have the adapter to be able to see the head pressure. I wished I could. But when I first hooked up, I wanted to make sure that my Freon was in a good spot. And the only way you can tell that without being able to see the head pressure is this thing will get to ambient air temperature. And for the Freon that we're using is a R410. And today was roughly around 55 degrees, and it was right in this area for R410. So I knew my Freon was good. That was not my problem. I'm still targeting a electrical problem. Oh my gosh. This is how things look when they run perfect. Let me tell you, if it wasn't for the guiding hand of God, I don't know what I touched. But this thing is running perfect. P4 is gone. This compressor's running so smooth. Well, I can tell you, through all the troubleshooting and everything that I touched inside this board, must have been loose, because now it's working great. So one of the troubleshooting steps is make sure the condenser is clear. Best way to do that is compressed air. Don't take a pressure washer to your condenser. You'll fold the blades over. Okay. I think I'll call that good. I can see through the blades really well. We do live on a dirt road, so Man, if I could get off as lucky as that's what the problem was, I'll be happy. Well, we have everything back together. And after I had ohmed everything from the compressor up to the motherboards, which you've seen those, the only thing I believe I found, and it's fixed, by the way, was a loose connection at the motherboard. Tightened everything up, tripped the breaker, and everything's working perfect now. It's funny you're watching this and it's not doing anything, but the house is at temperature, so it's not running right now. All right, last screw. Got it all back together. And the problem found after ohming and checking amperage from the compressor up to the motherboard and from out here to the motherboard, loose connection. And she runs and does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's back in order. Should be kicking on again here in a minute. When it does, I'll catch that.
And that wraps up this video.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and watch more of our videos. Bye.